This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. The Seventh Seal is a Swedish 1957 historical and fantasy film directed by Ingmar Bergman. It stars a knight, Antonius Block, who returns home from the Crusades to find his home under the threat of the Black Death. He challenges Death, Bengt Ekrot, to a chess match for his life and his friends. Along the way to attempt a last-ditch redemption act, he encounters a couple, Joff, Nils Poppy, and his wife, Mia, B.B. Anderson, along the way to attempt a last-ditch redemption act. This review dives into the movie's specifics, describing its central themes, the characters, and how they fit into their respective roles. The movie is one of Bergman's greatest masterpieces. It is audaciously structured to keep viewers in their seats. It might be a cliché, but the film is one of those once-seen, never-forgotten films. The directing is exceptional, producing stunning visuals and excellent cinematography, and the acting is top-notch. The characters fit the style of the movie. Their exceptional acting enables viewers to follow and see how the film story unfolds at the end. The film's two main characters are a medieval knight, Antonius, and Death. They both contribute immensely to the movie's flow as their story creates the entire flow. Death is a master at what he does, and he evokes chills at everything he does in the film. The knight here is an insightful, poised, strong, courageous young man determined to fight for humanity. He even challenges Death to a chess game where he and his friends can live if he avoids checkmate. When he arrived home, he had his squire by his side, a down-to-earth man with whom they shared a story. Their relationship bonding in the film goes way back to when they both joined the Crusades. Death does not have a lot of friends since he is responsible for the plague in the entire countryside. Major themes. The Seventh Seal is well directed and talks about some significant issues throughout the film. Bergman talks mainly about the concept of life and death. He produces a film fantasy that touches on the realistic effects of fear, horror, cynicism, and health, coupled with dark humor, intrigue, and hope. The film depicts life as a challenging journey associated with good and bad times. From the film's beginning, the knight arrives in a plagued country with no peace. The squire with him is always cynical and never changes his moods. They encounter a couple who bring a new view of life along the way. The husband is a man with strange predictions, while the woman is always cheerful. The two are easygoing and always optimistic. Their commentary on life, death, faith, and love is exquisite. Their dialogues throughout the film were unmatched. Just like in real life, these rare moments of happiness act as salvation from the toughness of life. The film also talks about religion, its significance to life, and the fear of death. The knight is portrayed as faithful to God but is somehow left agonizing to God over his unwillingness to show his face. The knight eventually begins to question whether or not God exists. Bergman. It is striking that in the film's final moments, when the characters face their mortality, the squire produces one of the strongest reaction scenes compared to the characters. This is because he is an atheist compared to the others. In the end, Death comes out as the winner. The result is inevitable even when others think they have the edge over him. Even when one crafts a devious plan to cheat Death, he always wins. Through this scene, the director implies that there is no religion and that Death ultimately provides answers. Bergman's work has an arc, which is evident in many of his films. He asked various questions about the existence of God when he was younger, and in old age, he turned to answers from his memories. In this film, there is a scene of reconciliation. The knight faces his last days alive, and when spending time with Joff and Mia and their baby, he says that he will remember that last time of peace with Joff and his flute, the bowl of strawberries, and the dusk. His last gesture of affirmation is saving this family from death. The black and white cinematography is superb to watch. The characters have made their mood and presence felt throughout the entire film. The scenes of Antonius in death are sensational to watch as they produce some of the best performances through the gloomy setup up to the finish line of the film. Conclusion and summary. The Seventh Seal is a movie worth watching repeatedly. The director portrays his passion for fantasy and creativity, and he goes on to display it visually in this film. He plots a dark atmosphere and fills it with a mix of love, family, humor, death, religion, and life's journey. I enjoyed watching all these contradicting themes fit together to produce a masterpiece. The film clearly shows how life has its ups and downs and how man strives to cope in these challenging times. This essay on the film The Seventh Seal by Ingmar Bergman was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for.